The Tech Wing team. Are they meta? Or are they trash? How is everyone doing? It is Panther Vision and welcome back to the channel, guys. Now today we're going to talk about this Tech Wing team. I finally got my Scientist Supreme up to a good level and that entire team is looking really hot in Ultimate 7, guys. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to take that entire team into Ultimate 7 and we're going to see how well they're going to perform. Of course, there's always the infographic. Link will be in the description below. But now, guys, let's break down this team and see why this team is so good. Oh boy, guys, am I excited to talk about this team. This team is so very good. But before we do, guys, I want to mention that I am getting a lot of this information that I'm telling you guys from MSF.gg. I'll leave a link in the description. Down there, you'll also find a link to the giveaway I am doing on another video. And you cannot forget about the infographic. It'll be down there as well. Now, I really do like making these videos for you guys. So if you guys ever feel the need to support me, guys, I did sign up for Patreon. Link will be down there as well. But now, let's talk about this team. Now, the first thing about this team is that it's very tech heavy. Every single one of these characters are tech. I think it was just called Tech Wing because it's highly influenced by Falcon, which is actually a great character, probably one of the best, and we're gonna start with him. Now, you guys should know that Falcon plays with positive effects. If the other team has any positive effects, he's gonna take full advantage of every single one. His basic is gonna attack the primary target, and then it's gonna bonus attack if they have a positive effect. His special is going to give everyone speed bar, and if there's positive effects on the enemy side, he's going to give everyone more speed bar. His ultimate is a big AoE and it does lots and lots of damage, and it's going to bonus attack for every positive effect the enemy has. And his passive is very special because not a lot of people are getting block chance and block amount, and he's giving it to himself, which is awesome, and he's giving himself health, which is great. He's staying healthy and he's giving speed bar. He has AoE and he's just bonusing attack for every single positive effect the enemy has. Falcon is a very good character. My Falcon is sitting at about 55k and I just got him up to a 6-star. So if you guys finally got your Falcon, or if you're farming your Falcon right now, keep doing it, guys. It's totally gonna pay off for these Ultimate 7 raids because the Ultimate 7 raids are a pain in the ass. Now, before we jump into the next character, guys, I do want to mention that I recommend them at level 75, gear 13, at a 5 yellow star and a 3 red star. Now, you want to make sure that he's able to get his special off every single time it's available. And I think that's the most important job for this character. Now, if you guys can get more red stars on him, that's great, so he does not get resisted on his stealth. Other than that, the special is the most important thing, and getting that speed bar to everyone on the team is very important. Now, let's jump to the next character, guys. Now, it's time to talk about Vision. Vision is one of my favorite characters in the game. You guys should all know that by now, but he's probably the most situational on this team. I'll explain to you guys in a minute. Let's go over his kit real quick. On his basic, he has a chance to apply offense down up to 3 characters. If that character is attack, it's going to also apply bleed. On his special, it's going to ability block the primary target, and it's going to ability block an adjacent target. His ultimate is going to clear 2 positive effects from everyone on the opposing team, and it's going to do a lot of damage. And his passive has that evade, so he's a really hard character to attack. And he also applies defense up to tech characters for 2 turns, so it sounds really good. Now, on this team, he is very situational. There's sometimes where I need someone to apply offense down, and usually he's the character for that job. But more times than not, I'm only bringing him in when someone dies on the team and I need that replacement. The thing about Vision, though, is he fits so perfectly on so many teams, so it's easy to fit him in on this team because everyone is a tech character and he's going to apply defense up at the beginning of turn. Now, I recommend you guys bring your Vision up to level 75 and you guys max out his basic and his ultimate. Now, usually I don't recommend you guys power up his ultimate. The thing about Ultimate 7 now is that it takes a lot of power, guys. We're not playing with purple gear anymore, guys. We're playing with the orange gear. We gotta power up our raid teams nice and full. Make sure they're overpowered. That way you guys are not struggling in these raids, but you guys are actually accomplishing this and getting to that finish line, guys. So let's jump to the next character, guys. Of course, you can't have this team without Ultron. Ultron is such a broken character. You guys should all know that. Now, this character is completely unstoppable until Black Bolt comes in the game. Now, you guys know when Black Bolt gets here, the meta is going to completely change, but that has not happened yet. Besides being a really good character, Ultron has something really special on his passive. it says on kill, this character and all villain tech allies have all positive effects prolonged by a duration of 1. Now this is really good. I will explain to you guys later on in the video why that's really good, but just note that, guys, villain tech. His ultimate does a lot of damage to a primary target, and if that primary target has defense up, the attack is doubled. Plus, he's gonna grant himself 1 ability energy. His special is factory upgrade. It's gonna summon 3 Ultron bots. These Ultron bots are giving out a lot of positive effects: energy, speed, offense up. And his basic, it's gonna clear 2 positive effects, and it's gonna clear taunt. Now that villain tech tag is very important. It's very important because you got Minn Erva and you got Scientist Supreme, and they all have the same tag, so they're all getting those positive effects prolonged for 1 turn on every single time someone dies. So it's a really great thing that Ultron is on this team. Now if you guys already have your Ultron, you're gonna power him up all the way, but if you don't, make sure you max out all 4 of his abilities. Bring him to level 75, and if you can, bring him to tier 13. If you want, bring him to tier 14. I mean, you're not gonna regret it. So now it's time to talk about the most underrated character of this entire team. We're gonna talk about Scientist Supreme. Now Scientist Supreme is coming up in the meta, guys. She's really, really good. I personally am liking Scientist Supreme, and I never thought I would say that, guys. So let's break down her kit real quick. Now, I do want to mention that Scientist Supreme has a lot of things that benefit herself as a character, but for this raid specifically, it's more focused on the entire team, starting with her passive. Now, on spawn, she'll change the speed bar by 10%. She has a 25% chance to revive any ally. Now, her ultimate, if you guys know anything about her ultimate, you know that you should not do this unless you have a team full of aim allies, which in this case, guys, we have 0. Now, this ultimate is very situational. I think I used it 1 time in my Ultimus 7 battle, and I'll show you guys why I used it. Now on her special is the most important thing about this character. Her special is gonna flip all negative effects to positive effects. There's so many carnages and venoms, and there's so many bleeds and ability blocks and heal blocks and everything being spread around. This move just fixes all of that, guys, and it has a 3-turn cooldown. So every 3 turns, you're gonna use this move over and over again. It's super awesome, guys. And her basic applies 2 negative effects. Now, if you guys are a long-time player, you probably got your Scientist Supreme at 7 yellow stars and probably a pretty good red star. Now, I recommend you guys have her at 6 yellow stars, 4 red stars, level 75, and gear 13. So Scientist Supreme shines in 2 areas. First, on her revives. There's so many times where I've had Falcon or Ultron die and she's immediately revived the character, and you gotta love that feeling when you get a revive when it's most needed. Now the second thing is her special. Her special is gonna flip those negative effects into positive effects, and it's applying regeneration, guys. So this is a very good character, especially for the raids, and the most underrated. Let's jump to the next character, guys. Now it's time to talk about the legendary Shuri herself. Shuri is an amazing character for these raids. Now she was built as a raid character, and she was supposed to work with that Wakandan team. Now the Wakandan team is not living up to the hype in Ultimate 7, but she as a character alone is living up to the hype. Let's break down her kit real quick, guys. Now her basic doesn't do much. It's gonna attack you and it's gonna apply heal block. Her special is really good. It's gonna apply defense up to the entire team. It's gonna apply 1 charge to herself, and it's going to generate ability energy to 2 random allies. Now this is really great because ability energy is always good. It allows you to do your ultimates or whatever move you want over and over again. On her ultimate, she's going to heal the lowest health ally for 15% of her max health, and she's going to repeat that 4 times, so she's keeping the team nice and healthy. Her passive is really big. Let's break it down. On spawn, apply speed up to self. On turn, heal the most injured ally for 10% of this character's max health. On defense up, generate ability energy for self. And this is where it gets really good. In raid, self and all Wakandan allies gain 40% max health, 20% armor, and if an ally drops below 50% health, apply deflect. Now if you guys don't know, these deflects are broken. She's applying deflect to everybody if they go below 50%. So she's really good. She's giving herself a lot of health in these raids, and that ability energy comes in handy. Now having red stars on this character is so very important because you want to make sure that you're healing your allies for as much health as you can. Now I also recommend you guys bring her all the way up to level 75 and max her out at gear 13. Let's jump to the next character, guys. I had to save the best character for last. It's Minn Erva. You guys all know Minn Erva is just an awesome character. She's so good on many teams, especially this team. Everything she does very well. Minn Erva's basic is going to apply a bleed to the primary target, and it's also going to apply a regeneration to the lowest health ally. Her special is going to revive anyone that dies to 40% health. It's also going to heal the lowest health ally as well. Her ultimate is going to take 15% health from the enemy. It's going to redistribute it to everyone on the team. It's also going to heal everyone for 15% of her health, and it's going to apply 2 regeneration to your team, and it's going to apply 2 bleeds to the opposing team. Best ultimate in the game. Her passive on ally death is going to change speed bar by 25%, and on the enemy death it's going to heal the most injured ally. So now you guys all know how Minn Erva works, but if you guys don't, she's healing the team for a lot of health. She's also applying a lot of bleeds to the opposing team, and she has that revive. That revive comes in handy in these raids so often. Now, I do recommend you guys get Minn Erva up to a 3 red star. Now, Minn Erva is a really hard character to farm, so I know it's really hard to get her anywhere above 3. I also recommend you guys bring her up to a level 75 and gear tier 13. Now that I've broken down every single one of these characters, I want to bring them into the raid, and I want to show you guys why this team is so good. The node that we're going to bring this team to is the Backstreet Brawlers, which is probably one of the hardest nodes I've dealt with so far at that beginning stage. It's the big boss node on the right. Now, for this specific node, I had to double tap it. I did not lose any of my characters. It's just the time takes so long, you're not able to finish this battle the first time. But this team pretty much supports Ultron and keeps Ultron alive. It keeps the negative buffs off of him and the entire team. Falcon is giving everyone speed. Ultron is summoning minions over and over again. And every single time someone dies, Ultron's passive is being triggered, so those villain tech buffs are just being prolonged for a turn. Shuri is just keeping that team alive and nice and healthy, and she's handing out ability energy and defense up. And Minn Erva is just applying bleeds to everyone. She's keeping the team alive. If Ultron dies, she's bringing them back. If Minn Erva dies, Scientist Supreme is bringing her back. Now, if they both die, you're this team is doing way better than any Ultimate 7 team I've had, and I've had a team with Captain Marvel, Phoenix, everyone on it, and that team just, they do good for a node, and that's it. Now, the only problem I'm having is that time. I hate that the time keeps running out for me. Now, I want to tell you guys about the one time I did use Scientist Supreme's ultimate. Spider-Man had just put defense down on everyone on my team, and I thought it'd be only fair to make sure everyone had negative effects. That's when I laid down the ultimate, which actually came in handy during this battle, guys. I recommend this team for you guys. Power up your tech wing team. You will not regret it. This team is so very good. Hopefully this video helps you guys with this Ultimate 7. It took me a while to power up my tech wing, but it was totally worth it, guys. Don't forget about my giveaway. We're giving away 50 bucks on the channel, guys. Also, I did sign up for Patreon. Link will be in the description below. And until next time, guys, Panther Vision out.